Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good to see you, my friends, my fellow piano nerds. Thanks for joining yet again. John, looking happy and healthy over there. Good to see you. And looks like things are coming together here. So we're starting a minute late or something, so I'll jump in and give you guys the plan for today. I'm actually beaming in from Miami today. Again, I was here a couple weeks ago, but I'm back for it's a non-piano related convention of sorts. But very interesting. I'm here for some things that are going on in like the arts and entertainment. There's an event in Miami that I've never been to before called Art Basel, which is really quite interesting. And they have these type of events all over the world. They have this every year in Miami, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in technology and music, which I'm part of, exploring some technologies for artists and musicians and beyond. And so I'm here for a convention for that, and then being able to participate in art, the art event that's also happening here called Art Basel. Really cool stuff. So hopefully you'll all get a chance to get down to Florida and check that out at some point. What I thought I'd bring today is I wanted to get a little bit more technical and give you guys some meaty content. And today we're going to bring you something I think is particularly meaty. So maybe even get out your notebooks. I shared a little bit of this session in a previous week. We had, so this was back in September on the 25th. We had Michael Spreeman, this very highly respected piano designer and builder, along with his buddy Joachim Leonardi, who works with him from Germany, give a lecture on piano construction. And, actually at the moment, I've been going through this lecture with my team of technicians in New York. So it's what we do sometimes with the Piano Technicians Masterclasses content is, we'll just break it up into bite-sized pieces and, we'll watch it together and kind of reflect on what we're learning. And that's been really useful. So, I recommend that to you guys too. If you have an account and you can get in there and watch this content, or if you want to get in there and sign up for, like a apprentice or artisan or craftsman subscription, then you can check out some of this. I don't know if we have it on the apprentice, but I think the craftsman and artisan subscriptions, you should be able to access this lecture. Really cool stuff, really dense. I remember the day that I was watching it initially, it was kind of like I had to maintain the event and the technical side of it, so I didn't even get to zoom in on what Joachim and Michael were talking about, and just a ton of really useful information. It's not always stuff that we use in our day to day as like field technicians, but super important, super useful, really in expanding our knowledge and being able to be like competent discussing things with clients and solving problems and making recommendations and all this stuff. So I think what we did on the day of the original event was we came in, I think we did like a couple hours. It was a 4 hour event planned for 4 hours, and I think it even went to five. So, but what we initially did was we said, hey, we'll hang out, we'll do the event in private with with the convention subscribers for a few hours. And then when radio hour came in, we said, hey, everybody that comes in for radio hour can join for a little bit. So if you were here for radio hour on the 25th of September, you will have seen sort of the ending portion of that lecture. And then so for today, what I'm going to do is let you all see a little bit of the beginning part of that lecture. And again, that the whole thing could be viewed multiple times to really get a lot of useful information. So the plan for today, for those of you that are on like Facebook and YouTube for the stream, you'll be able to see it for maybe like 10, 15 minutes. We can't share the whole thing on like a platform like Facebook or YouTube. So we'll cut off for Facebook and YouTube at around 10, 15 minutes. But then for the rest of us on Zoom here, we can, sit back and absorb this really cool content from Michael Spreeman and Joachim Leonardi. I haven't made an official introduction, so again, for those of you that are first joining us or coming on a Facebook, YouTube, this is Piano Tech Radio Hour. We bring you cutting edge information from the best and coolest people in the piano industry. And this is brought to you by Piano Technicians Masterclasses, which brings you cutting edge instruction from piano industry masters without leaving your home. We've been doing online content and we've been doing streaming lectures, since even pre-pandemic, believe it or not. And that was kind of one of our advantages. We've been bringing this streaming content before it was essential, and then we were able to kind of continue to carry things forward when it really was important through the pandemic. So if you want to find out more about Piano Technicians Masterclasses, go to pianotechniciansmasterclass.com. And then I'll just say, before we jump in, we'll have like 30 seconds here while I make a transition, but before we jump into the lecture content, which I'll just basically play, about 50 minutes, we'll take the full hour so you guys can really get the content. If there's any questions or comments that anybody has before we get started with reviewing this video, let me know. Otherwise, I will, you can put it in the chat or you can raise your hand and we'll chat. Otherwise, I'll go straight into the video and we can review it together, and maybe we'll take a minute or two at the end to reflect on what we brought home from this. But yeah, anything from you guys before we get started? Otherwise, I'll load up that video and we'll take a look. Should be pretty cool. All right, sounds great. So I am going to make sure we got that loaded up here. Looks like it's about ready to go. And then I will go share screen. I'll get the video started and enjoy. Feel free to make any comments as we go along. But I'll check back in here live from me. Again, maybe like 50 minutes or 45 minutes or so. Here we go. And please go ahead and please go ahead and make some comments if for some reason I got the audio or video mixed up. But I think things should come through pretty well. Here we go with that. Admit newcomers. Minimize this. Let's go full screen. And let's get started.
Cool. All right. So I called him Leo. His name's, did you say Joachim or Joachim? There's a lot of pronunciation difficulties I'll have today. Please forgive me.
Joachim. So
Joachim. Okay.
Seems to be difficult to pronounce.
And he's beaming in from Germany, and we'll call him Leo for ease sake of speaking with him today. And we have Michael Spreeman as well. I'm going to give you a little introduction about them. They're going to talk about piano construction. I'll let them give you the details on that. But first, I'll read a little bio on each so you can be familiar with them before we get started. Again, we're here for about 4 hours today. For the first 3, it's just going to be us who are signed up for the convention. After that, we'll deign to allow the radio hour listeners to come join us for a little bit for the question period. So please be kind and gracious to them as they're hanging out. And we'll take about a 10-minute break at the end of each hour, so that you can have a bathroom break, get a snack. If you can nap that quickly, go for it. But yeah, just so we can break up the fire hose of knowledge that will be streaming at us today. All right, so the intros. First, I'll introduce Leo, Joachim Leonardi. Joachim is a member, and again, excuse any pronunciation, a member in good standing with the German Bund Deutscher Klavierbauer organization and holds the prestigious Klavierbauer Meistertrieb title. Meistertrieb, maybe, since his college days at the Music Conservatory of the Saarland in Saarbrücken, Germany. His focus has been on grand pianos, working for the well-respected Piano Fischer Company in Schorndorf, Germany, or Stuttgart, which might be easier to pronounce. For 8 years, he participated in all aspects of the piano business. To further his knowledge of the instrument, he later worked at the Seiler Company in Kitzingen, Germany. There he managed several major aspects of the company, including concert preparation, production, and manufacturing. This position eventually led to involvement with the advanced development and design of new instruments. Today, Joachim manages a private practice where he offers various levels of service work and provides consulting to manufacturers and individuals. In 2008, he became manager for the Jan Pianotel Company in Grube am Forst, Germany. Most recently, he became a member of Ravenscroft Piano's design team. And that leads us to introduce Michael Spreeman of Ravenscroft. Michael is the creator and co-founder of Ravenscroft Pianos in Scottsdale, Arizona, USA. Beginning his successful career as a high-end piano technician and rebuilder in 1976, Michael has worked 45 years as a concert tech, rebuilder, and service technician. He has served as a technical consultant for Renner, Fazioli, Yamaha, Steinway, and Baldwin. Throughout his career, Michael has served as head Steinway technician in San Francisco, national technical consultant for Yamaha USA, head technician for Arizona State University, and house technician for several recording studios, performance halls, and symphony orchestras. His passion for continuous improvement has led to specialized concert tech training in Sicily, Italy with Fazioli, as well as concert and artist and disc clavier training with Yamaha. Michael is a long-standing member of the PTG and was awarded the German Klavierbauer certification in 2006 by the Bund Deutscher Klavierbauer organization. In addition to building the Ravenscroft pianos, he is an international instructor, as you see today, and an instructor for the USA-based Renner Academy. So very prestigious pedigrees you guys have. Of course, you've just been working very diligently to provide the best that can be found in the industry. So we really appreciate having you here today and look forward to your presentation. So I'll hand it over to you. If there's anything else you need from me, I'll be checking in. I'll be monitoring questions. Questions are welcome. I will judge, whether they should be in the moment or we want to hold them off and try to deliver them as necessary. But the floor is yours beyond that.
Thank you so much. Yes, and after all of that, I still don't have a clue what I'm doing in the piano industry. So that's one of the beautiful things about being in this industry. Leo and I were talking yesterday, and it's just cool because if it were humanly possible to learn everything that everyone has already learned about the piano, you still would not have learned it all. There's still more to be discovered. So there's not too many things that are boring about this business, except maybe leveling keys. I wanted to thank Ethan for his vision to create this online platform, beginning with the illustrious radio hour hosted with my dear friend David. Thank you to Leo for being willing to stay up late at night and to put up with my my personality quirks to be able to work together on this project. To all of you participants, hats off to you for taking your valuable time on a Saturday to listen to a couple of piano geeks talk about things that may or may not be interesting to you. We're hoping it's the former, not the latter. And last but not least, I would truly like to dedicate this class to David Anderson. David and I have been, we had Grok, several, as many of you with David had many, many years ago. I think I met him in Arizona, but long story short, I had several phone calls. Hey, dude, man, you got to be on this radio hour. So basically, I had been promising to at least come on the radio hour and do something. And then the conventions came up and things got really busy around here with our new move and our new facilities. But finally, here we are. David, I know you're here with us in spirit. So here we go.
Well said. Also, I'll just note we have someone from Indonesia here as well,
Wow.
which I didn't say yet.
And it's fun to watch I like seeing your faces. I also understand I've participated in many a Saturday event where I'm sitting around in my robe and have my curlers in my hair, so you don't want to be seen. So I do like seeing your smiley face there, Carl. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you, buddy. And who else do we have? No, I'm only addressing the people I can see. So far, that's it. I'll say hi to Alan because you said you were making a special effort to be here. So let's get rolling here, Leo. We have by the way, we have a potpourri of a lot of information. And as looking at some of the other classes, which Leo and I have had the pleasure to do, there's the topics that we're covering, probably 8 or 9 major topics. Each one is probably an all-day class. So we are more than willing to get into the weeds with you if you have specific questions. I am curious as I do these classes, we always try to have something for everyone, and we want you to go away better than you came. But one of my questions is how many rebuilders we have with us, because sometimes that has an impact on some of the things that I delve into and don't. So if you could just put in the chat if you're a rebuilder, I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let's pull up the PowerPoint, Leo, and if you want to say a few words, please introduce yourself, even though you're, you've been duly introduced. But
yeah,
have it,
no, I think that's just fine, and we should begin. We have a big bag of things, as you said, bringing with us, and yeah, we start. And yeah, I want to repeat the invitation just. As soon as you don't get something, for whatever reason, please ask. The only thing that we maybe say is that we say we will answer that later, or the answer will follow now. But yes, it's important that you can follow and that you understand what we want to say. So yeah, the item is the grand piano construction, and we can have a look at what we want to do. We want to present a basic overview of how grand piano is constructed. We will discuss and talk about basic design and materials. We want to show some points that can go wrong in a production, and we want to show some things, how things can be corrected in repair. Some details. We first will talk about the necessity of a strong back, and what happens is if the iron frame is too weak or too strong. We will also show if a broken plate can be repaired, which is often a miracle. And we want to talk about the relationship between the plate, rim, and bracing. Then we come to the soundboard, shape, and size. And then we will have a look at the soundboard areas, the bass, the middle, the treble, the rib scale a little bit, and also talk about cuts in the bridge. We will also talk about treble in the soundboard, especially the separation of areas, which is very important. And maybe one of the big things to be understood is that the treble sound does not come from the treble. Scale design, we will be a little in the bass scale. We will also hit. It is to see what is more important, the location of the bass or the correct measurements or something like that. And we want to talk about sound transmission, about the impedance of the system, of the soundboard, of all those things, the flow of energy in all those things, the soundboard, the crowning, down bearing, and how the scaling has an effect on the sound, the action location issues, and the plate location issues, what can give trouble. And one very important thing, which is at least what I see in Germany and in Europe, is that big parts of this are not yet really known by everyone and understood by everyone, how a pianist takes control of the action. And last, sorry, a little too quick, last, the action positioning and the results, what happens of this, and a little about action ratio a little.
Now, hold on a second. You're going to talk about all of this stuff today?